Hello there guys, welcome back to my channel. Let me bring you the first news concerning Victor Osimhen, as sent by Fabrizio Romano. It says Galatasaray and Napoli are finalizing details of Victor Osimhen deal. 40 million paid now, 35 million paid in 1 year. 35 million paid in 1 year. Penalty clause to avoid sale to Italian clubs in the next 2 years. Final details to get the deal done, sell on clause yet to be agreed. Now this is a movement in the right direction, because the saga of Victor Osimhen is unending, and then hopefully things are going to be getting better from at least here on. Now, there's a particular clause in that deal which is to avoid Galatasaray selling the player to any Italian club. That's one. And the second one, which has not been agreed upon, is the sell-on clause. Now, the total figure for this purchase is 75 million. And then Napoli are still feeling like they are being cheated, because that's what I can, deduct from the whole scenario. You are selling a player of Victor Osimhen's caliber for 70 million euro. Of course, by market value, he earns higher than that. You understand? And the price can definitely be more than that. The only problem is that clubs are not, contesting for his signature. So that makes it at least a little bit easier for Galatasaray, since Napoli have been able to succeed in pursuing most of the Italian teams, and then the team for Europe are seeing the deal as a transfer money back that they cannot, they don't wish to, continue with. I just wish that everything goes fine now, because at this point I don't even care how much Napoli make or how much Galatasaray are paying, but my own is to make sure that the deal goes through, because that guy Victor Osimhen has had his own struggle with Napoli, and then the saga, everything like that. So it's going to be a very good one. That's my own take on the news. That's my own reaction. I feel like no matter what it is, but I don't feel like it's nice for Napoli to still be asking for sell-on clause on 75 million quid. You understand? So it looks like these people are so hard to deal with. And I don't know, part of me feel like if that sell-on clause is not there, the deal might not pull through. That is me, because Aurelio De Laurentiis make things that's supposed to be easy complicated, because you must dance to his tune. The only person who I know handles him very well is Chelsea under Abramovich. That woman, Gravnoskaya, she knows how to handle De Laurentiis very well, and then it's because they know that Chelsea have the money. Chelsea don't stay long on the negotiation table, but it's not to say that a team like Galatasaray can pull that, easily like that. It has to be like on subsequent and instrumental basis. Of course, I'm going to be happy if they're able to get their man Victor Osimhen decide or desire to play there. I don't know. I know that what is going to be earning in Turkey is going to be definitely more than what we are seeing on paper. That's what I said concerning the matter the last time the deal was rejected, like that. I knew. People are saying that it's not going to Saudi Arabia, that it's not going to be making as much money. Of course, it might probably not be making as much money, definitely. But what Victor Osimhen will be earning in Turkey is going to be way more than what we are seeing on paper, is the truth. So many sponsorship deals, so many branding deals, everything like that is going to be very crazy. You understand? And then he might probably decide to play there for more time than we even expect. Because we don't know how many years he's even signing, how many years contract. I reckon it should be like 3 to 4 years. He should. So that's that on Victor Osimhen. And then another news that we have here is the Red Devils. They are trying to do their thing, but the way they execute their business is quite sluggish. And then it begs the question if the people who just partnered with the Glazers, what's their name, if they have money to do business, or maybe they are being skeptical, and then they are withholding some funds for going to some players. I don't know what to say, because now look at this in Mbeumo's deal. It's not, I don't think the signing should come as a shock to Manchester United fans, because now this is a long overdue transfer. He don't too take. In fact, Mbeumo suppose don't get another wife if na marriage, he's supposed to have another wife now. So because it's months, it's been months, and then nobody's dragging the signature. But anyway, we know how this team plays out. Though Manchester United are coming to get Nicholas Jackson, and that is it. They are looking for striker now, and I can't see them getting any other player other than Nicholas Jackson. And this money, this cash, you guys will splash it. Trust me, you guys will splash this cash because now we are business partners. You give us players, we give you players. In fact, you take players from us. We don't need to get from you because in recent time you have not been doing well. We don't have any of your players who can play in Chelsea. It's the truth. It's not a. It's a bragging right. You understand? So Mbeumo to Manchester United. Here we go. They have succeeded in drawing their last match, and then meanwhile, Tottenham won their match 2-0 to Thomas Frank and then Mohamed Kudus on their first showing. They're able to win that one. Manchester United drill. And then Ten Hag, the coconut head man, he has gone ahead to lose 5-0 to Flamengo under 20. Now that is a kind of losing that looks like the manager is very bad. And then now, how can you be bringing so much pressure on your own self? Even when season never start. Season never start, you don't deliver 3 points to the opponent. Eh? That is Ten Hag bottle job. Because now that kind of performance, I don't know what you think concerning what happened though. Do you think that he's trying to select players or what? Because the level of the people they played against is what's laughable. It's not even the losing per se. When I saw 5-0, I said, okay, maybe you're trying to do rotation, you're trying to test some on that, on the even division 3 of Manchester United. But when I looked at the Flamengo team they played with, it was under 20. Under 20 is matured at least, but I'll definitely be under 16, under 15, under 17 that will play against Manchester United. And then they whooped, played against Bayer Leverkusen, and they whooped them. They trashed them. I don't know because his second match is going to win it. Nobody's going to be saying it's preseason. Nobody. If you want to get the fans, you want to get the stadium behind you, you don't lose like that. You don't. I could remember when Osimhen started playing in Napoli, he started showing the sign when he was signed immediately, and he started showing in preseason, scoring hat-trick almost every preseason match. Even that the Pope even spoke about him. That's how to announce a new dog in the yard, man. So that's that concerning Terry Ten Hag. I don't take Terry Ten Hag and Manchester United. It's like the course of Manchester United is still following him to Bayer Leverkusen. Let me know what you think because it's a bromance in my own eyes. The way he delivers the point, he also goes here to deliver the point for Bayer Leverkusen. I don't see it as a reasonable stuff. No matter the tactics that he's trying to create. You understand? But of course, don't let me write him off. But it looks like when we plug this 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2 together, we already know that it's a symbiotic result. So don't give us that vibe, please. Do well. We know you to be doing well before you come to Manchester United. Please shake it off. Shake it off. Let me know what you think concerning that. Mbeumo in Manchester United jersey. What do you think about this one? How do you see this one playing out in the rest with playing out for him in the rest of the season? Do you think it's going to be a turnaround point for Manchester United having Matheus Cunha and Bryan Mbeumo in Manchester United? Do you think it will work under what's the name, Ruben Amorim? Because these are very good players, but we know that Man U have the record and they will not break it of turning a good player to a bad player. Because this Mbeumo has been catching fire. He's been playing very well. Been serious attacking, wingard, and then he started showing up when he started playing with Brentford, with what's the name, the former captain that went to Al Hilal. I'll try to remember his name. Very good. I don't know, even after he left, his partnership with the other barman is very good. So do you think he's going to turn around the Manchester United season from the way they were 15th, maybe to like top 5? I don't know. How do you see it playing out? For me, Manchester United, I fear them well. Any player where they go there, be like they need a bath. They need a bath because that club, I don't know, something is happening that is making this an excellent player to turn bad. And speaking of Manchester United and their players, they have so many good players out of the project. And that one cannot be on the players alone. You can't have more than 5 players out of your project. These are informed players. You understand? These are players who will recognize that they know that they are ballers, but all of a sudden they just went AWOL. Now talking of that, FC Barcelona have sent official bidding in the morning to Manchester United for Marcus Rashford. Internal meeting took place in the last 24 hours as Luis Diaz deal considered too expensive, plus Barca convinced to go for Marcus. Deal well underway and also approved by Hansi Flick. Now, before I talk about this particular deal, I find it shocking that Luis Diaz will not feel comfortable to continue with Liverpool again, even going by the recent event of the passing of Diogo Jota. I feel like maybe he just want to have an outright change, but I don't know why. But I think the player is asking to leave. And then before the Barcelona went, they are currently going for, they currently go for, what's the name, Rashford now. They have been on Luis Diaz. And the news from Luis Diaz from Fabrizio Romano says Luis Diaz maintained his plan to leave Liverpool with FC Bayern set to bid again very soon. They bidded and it was rejected initially. Bayern want to improve their proposal after 67 million rejected as they keep negotiating also for what made. Barcelona remain in contact with Lucho's agent while Bayern can spend more. Now, Luis Diaz for Liverpool is going to be leaving, and I feel like Bayern will activate Luis Diaz, deal. They will, everything will work very well. Luis Diaz will leave Liverpool because now this is a player who wants to leave the club. If the club wants to sell the player, it's a different ball game. But when the player is asking to leave, top teams don't keep them. I see no reason why Liverpool will keep him, and then of course Bayern will increase their bid. But I feel like 70 million quid will be good. They will accept the deal for 70 to 70 million, maybe 10 to 15 million in add-ons, easy add-ons. I think that deal will go through. And then Luis Diaz will be a very, very serious miss for Liverpool. Serious miss because he's a baller, and we all know that. So Marcus Rashford to FC Barcelona, that's gonna be a very big season for FC Barcelona because there's going to be serious competition, and then one thing that competition does, it drives up the performance. Now it's going to have to compete with Rafinha, and it's going to be serious work rate if he can be able to bring down Rafinha from that position because I don't know, but all of us knows how most of these players that leave Manchester United they turn up anytime they leave the club. So I feel like Marcus Rashford is going to be doing fine in Barcelona. It's a loan. It's a loan with sell-on clause. It's a loan with sell-on clause. So I don't know. This Barcelona, most of the time, when they end up getting your player, they don't end up activating the release clause. I don't know. I don't know of any recent players that they have gotten on loan and then they just look at Joao Felix of Chelsea. For the first time in a very long time, after he joined Barcelona, he found his mojo back. He played well. Of course, not every regular starter, but at least he enjoyed himself. In fact, one could even predict then that they will sign him. Your pay is release clause and then keep him. But maybe because they were still under the financial pressure, they couldn't. And I don't know, some way, somehow, they are still having player registration issues. They are still having player registration issue, but I hope that they are able to fix up Marcus Rashford because it's going to be a very big season for them. Marcus Rashford, on the other hand, has deserved, to play in a top team. Of course, I don't understand his attitude towards Manchester United. I can't say much about that. But anytime, if he plays for Manchester United, he always show. He always show. So I feel like he's going to have a very good season in Barca. And then congratulations to FC Barcelona. They've added another good player to their squad. So that's the final update today concerning my reaction. I've been waiting for news to drop and it dropped, and so we have to just do this video. And let me have your reaction concerning Bryan Mbeumo. How do you think he will perform? Do you think he will take Manchester United up another ladder? And Marcus Rashford, how do you predict? What do you think will happen in Barcelona's camp if he joins them? And then, of course, our main man, Victor Osimhen. I feel like the deal will go through. So let me just know what you think concerning all of this. Kindly like and subscribe and switch on your notification bell. Do have a very, very lovely day.